Now, what is that inside vibration, the Kundalini energy? So Kundalini Awakening, I don't want to keep it to some lineage. I just call it Kundalini. But we can call it so many things, like God realization, the universal life source, Christ consciousness, Buddha awareness. Something massive is happening inside you, and you are starting to energetically connect with the vibration of pure life source within your body. And that is a massive process in your process of spiritual awakening, because now you are connecting on the divine presence within thine self, where you cease being a seeker, as in seeking something outside of you, but you have looked inside and you have felt inside and you have met yourself inside yourself. And that is where you have noticed and you have started noticing the divine spark of eternal life inside you. Now let's slow down again those layers. So the layers, when we go in through the body, in through the feeling body and the emotional body, we go through the experience of who we are and what we feel. And we feel that, and that we allow that to be, and we come home to it. And as you feel in all the different parts of your body, you become present, you feel your physical presence, and you feel it right through your body. A connection starts striking up between the different energy channels in your body, and they are everywhere in your body, everywhere in our bodies. A stream of awareness, as the awareness lights up in all the energy centers in the body, it allows for a stream of awareness to start flowing through the body. And this stream of awareness is a constant awareness. It is a clear awareness. So in the beginning, when we went into the body, we felt all the emotions, all the different emotions, all the pain, all the struggles, all the heartache, all the joy, all the different things. And then we notice our awareness moves, and here we're feeling something else, and here we're feeling something else, and here we're feeling something else. And then we start noticing that this awareness, the searchlight inside, the awareness that is now inside your body, becoming aware of all the different emotions and sensations as it passes through the awareness inside the body of just inside feeling everything that you are. You become aware that there is an underlying simple observation, an observing presence. An observing presence on which all these emotions are playing out. And this internal awareness is just floating through the body. So I like with the Kundalini meditation, when you go into meditation, to actually take yourself as far as dropping into this void within, this void of pure being. Now, as we drop into this void of pure being, which is a vibrational presence of life inside us, pure life, pure life, pure life. Sorry, I have to close my eyes when I speak because I have to concentrate so hard. It's like I have to climb into it. So as we connect to this clear state, I call it the healed state. The healed state. As the healed state, the clear presence moves through the body, and it gets to parts where we're still holding onto patterns, or there's toxins in the body, or trauma in the body, that clear presence is asking for an openness to be. And if the body still holds tension, contraction, it will start vibrating as this vast expanse, clear frequency moves through the body. The places where there's still trauma and things held and toxins will shake because the healed energy is starting to take more presence in the body, and we practicing to start letting go of all those tensions. So it's good to let those trembles and those shakes, to let them happen. That's a process of alignment. A process of alignment where our alignment is not attached to the trauma patterns, that's all frequencies, the trauma patterns anymore that always play out in our lives. But now we're starting to calibrate to the clear presence within. And this clear presence within is the God energy, the universal life force. And we say, oh, we connect to the divine within. We are really, you and I, we are really connecting with the divine within. And it's not like it's not in anybody else. It's in all of us. But the awareness becomes aware of it. The person becomes aware of this universal presence within themselves. That is the biggest step to spiritual awakening that you can take. When you cease being a seeker to something outside of you and you come home and you find the divine presence has always been inside you. And when it happens, you will know that it feels like a simple remembering. Remembering that you are this clear vibration. Another thing that is happening is we are starting to calibrate ourselves to the universal life source vibration. And as we do that, and we're not responding to our trauma responses anymore, but we pay our attention more and more to the clear consciousness vibrating through us. We are also in a process where we are energetically calibrating the body into, people call it a higher frequency. Feels like a slow frequency. The slow, steady, calm frequency of being. And the entire body starts being calibrated to it. Slowly but surely. It's a process. It's a process. And then what happens is we start entering an altered vibrational state of being also in our lives. Life is a reflection of our inner state. Hallelujah. As within, so without. So what you are also calibrating to is a whole shift in your experience of life. And that can be quite weird to navigate. Okay. What I first need to say is Kundalini Awakening is this calibration to this new frequency. As within, so without. As above, so beneath. Everything is being emitted from our own frequency. Your entire life is being experienced from your state of being. So with the Kundalini Awakening, I mean, it's great to sit in meditation or lovemaking or dance and we calibrating to this internal frequency. But the idea is that we can also then step into a whole new vibrational way of being in our lives. It's weird. It's surprising. And it's a process. And the idea is that we walk in our lives, that we live our walking, talking, doing life with this inner awareness switched on. Like you can switch it on when you want to. You can go into meditation of Kundalini energy, but the idea is to practice, to carry this internal awareness of this internal vibration with us into our day. And you will start noticing changes. You will start noticing that you are the dreamer, dreaming, that you are in a dream. You will notice that colors are more vivid. You will notice your breathing changes. It becomes calmer and deeper. You will notice you are more present. You will notice that you act from more love in every situation. I also notice repeating numbers being shown to me. Every time I tune in, boop, boop, I get repeating numbers, and I read that as this vibrational code. This vibrational tune-in is giving us codes like, dude, you're jumping out the matrix. You're jumping out the matrix. It's not easy. You're busy jumping the fence. So you will get clues. You will get those repeating numbers. You will see the brightness of nature. Another thing that I notice is when I'm outside and I'm tuning in to this internal vibration, often the wind answers. And then I think, the wind was there anyway, but suddenly it's like resonating with me. It's like I really notice it. It feels like as I tune in, as though the wind then just comes and like we are one. We are one. We are one. Another thing that I notice is when I'm outside in nature and I tune in, the leaves often start vibrating, or the grass, little blades of grass. So take note. Take note of the things that calibrate to your new calm frequency as you carry it into your day. What we are doing is we are calibrating to a new dimensional way of being. We are calibrating to a frequency, the frequency of universal life force. The consciousness moves from only having been in the head. An awakening happens where the entire body wakes up with awareness and becomes aware of its vibrational state, and that the entire human form, this skin suit, is just around this vibration. And as we activate this internal clear vibration within the body, it's like we are stepping into a frequency which is right here. It's right here, but we usually just don't pick up on it. But it is the frequency of harmony, love, peace, and joy, and it is emitting from out of us. And then we come back to that process that was happening in the body, where at first everything was still very aware of all that trauma being held in the body, and that creates the frequency that we are in. But as we emotionally allow all those to be, just allow them to be, we hit that clear consciousness which is within us and also within everything. And we start resonating, vibrating at another frequency, the new earth frequency. You know, with all this drama happening on the planet right now, it's a consciousness. And we do not resolve the trauma consciousness with more trauma. We do not resolve the wars with more wars, with the same process that's been regenerating it over and over and over again. In order to release from the trauma patterns happening in the world, there will be a complete dimensional shift happening on the planet, where more and more of us start calibrating to this new frequency, which is already here. It just needs to be stepped into, welcomed in. And the more of us step into this frequency of divine love, unity, and peace, it will gain more momentum. It's the process of bringing in the new earth. So now, we said Kundalini Awakening is a spiritual awakening process. It is. This planet is waiting to awaken, to flip, to evolve into the new dimension, which is completely new, which has been prophesied for a long time. And we are able to move into it. And I'm now talking to you, trying to convince you to step into this frequency. Please, let's do what we can to raise the frequency of the planet. But the way that we do it is by each individually doing our work. And as you and I start vibrating with this clear consciousness, universal life source, and the more we walk in that frequency, it does have an effect on our immediate experience and also on the characters that we are emitting from out of ourselves in life. As we evolve and become more peaceful, the characters, the situations around us start matching that evolution. Whew! Guys, what a mysterious and wonderful process to think that we possibly can jump the fence, can skip the matrix, can eradicate the fear. Oh, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Please ask me questions. I love you.